Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. It is the 20th of April, 2021. Happy Tuesday. All right, looking at Cardano, this is really setting up nicely, kind of the way that we looked at it. It looks a lot like Bitcoin's chart in many ways, but the trend is clearly still up. We do have a lower low that we found on Sunday. Monday, we saw a little lower, but we haven't had a close below all of these trend lines yet. In fact, today's current candlestick, unless something changes in the next hour, has a really nice probability of closing above all three of these trend lines that are part of this multiple bullish pennant formation. So aggressive trade, and I mentioned this in my article, aggressive traders, may wait for the close here in the next 50 minutes and want to enter at any close that would be above here. But for those of you watching this later on, as we transition into the next day, I'd really wait to see if we can get a close above the daily Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, because that's the more conservative and more, I think the smarter play is to wait to see if we can close somewhere above that 131.26 value area. Because finding support up against these trend lines and the high volume node that exists here, that's fine. But really, I want to see confirmation of a close above that Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen for two reasons. First, in any continuation setup in the Ichimoku system, that's kind of a thing you have to have. Second is that if that occurs, the lagging span, if you noticed, the lagging span's just been kind of staying above the candlesticks and hugging the top of them. So the lagging span needs to stay above the candlesticks in order to remain bullish here. So that being said, if we get this entry, where would my initial profit target be? Well, that's where we use a little bit of our Fibonacci extensions. And because it's going to be probably a short-term target, I know in my article I wrote slightly above the top of the pennant if we break out. You want to get a little bit more specific. And this is not going to be like a huge range, but really that 1618 at 165.91. 165.91, that'd be the profit target I'd be looking at. With the entry, aggressive people want to trade it anywhere between an entry at 126 and 132. And then the stop, I would put the stop really probably, because things wick like crazy in crypto, so slightly below the high volume node, probably at 115. That'd be a good zone to look for the stop. Now on the short side of the market, which I'm equally intrigued about, we could get a really nice sell-off here. So we get a close below the bottom trend line here, all right? So let's say at 115. That puts the lagging span below the candlesticks as well. So really where our long setup stop loss is, this is also our short entry. And determining where price would go from there, we get to be a little bit more aggressive, I feel. And if you've been listening to any of my sessions at all, the value area is really not going to be a big surprise, because, again, I'm going to look at that 1618, which is slightly below this high volume node at 91. So really the 90 cent area for the short setup for your profit target. And then the stop would be actually right where we are now, 125, 126. That's bringing us back into the pennant. So that's what I'd be looking at. So, bullish long entry, initial profit target towards 165.91 with the stop at 115. The stop loss for the long side of the market is also the short entry with the profit target at 90 cents. And, the stop loss on the short we would put towards that 126 value area. From all the Trade Exchange Rates UK TV, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.